Last one moves into line. They are at the post. They're off in the Longines Breeders' Cup Classic. There's Authentic and Maximum Security from the outside in the opening strides. Authentic moving forward, quickly clears the inside traffic and starts to angle down toward the rail with the lead. Maximum Security goes second. Tis the Law third. By My Standards is in fourth. Global Campaign is fifth. Improbable close up but wide in sixth into the first turn. Then a break of 5 more lengths. Tom's d'Etat, Title Ready, Tacitus, and Higher Power at the back. It is Authentic who shows the way. Authentic against the rail, leads it by 2 lengths. Maximum Security second a length. And then Tis the Law third to the inside by just a half length. Global Campaign fourth up on the outside. By My Standards is toward the rail in the 5th position. Flanked there by Improbable. Improbable toward the outside, 6 lengths off the lead. Break of 4 back to Tom's d'Etat, Title Ready, Tacitus, and then Higher Power at the back. It is Authentic who shows the way up the backstretch at Keeneland in the Longines Breeders' Cup Classic. Authentic leads it by a length and a half to Maximum Security. Tis the Law, Global Campaign, and then Improbable. Global Campaign and Improbable start moving forward together as they reach the entrance of the far turn. By My Standard, still 5 lengths off the lead. Tacitus, Tom's d'Etat, Title Ready, Higher Power at the back as the field enters the final turn. And it is Authentic who continues to show the way. Global Campaign is right there at second, just off the leader's flank. Improbable moves up to third. Maximum Security is fourth and still 5 lengths from the lead and has lost ground around the far turn. Tis the Law is next, still 6 from the front, then Tacitus and Tom's d'Etat. Here comes Improbable to the outside, trying to chase down Authentic as they move into the stretch. Global Campaign is third. Maximum Security is in fourth. Tacitus, then Tis the Law. Authentic hanging tough in the final furlong and leads it by 2.5 lengths. Improbable, then Global Campaign, Tacitus, Tis the Law, all behind Authentic, who strides away in the Keeneland sunset for John Velasquez. Authentic has won the Longines Breeders' Cup Classic.
An authentic classic, a gate-to-wire score under the Hall of Famer John Velasquez. Congratulations to the Connection, Spendthrift Farm, My Racehorse, all of the partners. What a celebration for Authentic here at Keeneland.
We just witnessed what this horse was able to do in the Kentucky Derby. Once he gets comfortable and out in the clear, he's able to switch things off, and nobody was ever able to come to this son of Into Mischief. What a campaign from this 3-year-old colt. Yet another Breeders' Cup Classic for Bob Baffert. For the longest time, a decade plus, Bob Baffert could not win the Breeders' Cup Classic. Then what does he do? He rattles off 3 in a row, starting with Bayern, and then we see performances like this with Authentic. Baffert is a master at getting our horses to go 1.25 miles, and it is on full display here with the sort of speed that they possess. This is how Baffert wins the Breeders' Cup Classic, with horses getting out on the front end and just absolutely running the field into the ground.
Gabby, he played come and catch me with them out there. Nobody getting to Authentic today.
You're absolutely right, Christina. Once again, a Hall of Fame ride by Johnny Velasquez. I was surprised that nobody actually decided to go with him early, and it was kind of evolving in the first 16th of a mile going into the first turn, Christina. We saw Tis the Law actually break really sharply, and if you look closely, Manny Franco was looking to his right and seeing, judging who was going to go. Ultimately, he decided to take a hold of his horse going into the first turn, and that changed the dynamics of the race, whereas Authentic was able to control on the front end. But this is a superb horse, and we knew that we were in for a big performance, judging by how confident Bob Baffert was going into the Classic.
He is so determined. You can see it, just ears pinned out there. He knows his job. He knows what to do out there on the front end, and nobody really making up any ground throughout the race. Scott, down the backstretch at one point, you did see Improbable and Global Campaign. Their riders realized we have to make a move on this horse. They did so in tandem, and were both discouraged at the top of the lane when this horse kicked clear.
Yeah, it was too little too late at that point in time. I mean, it was a very strong effort from Improbable, and give a lot of credit to Global Campaign for him to be able to hold on on for third. Tacitus grinding out a fourth-place finish. Maximum Security, he had every opportunity from the outside, but just was not good enough in the end here to go with Authentic. But what a performance in the shadows here in Lexington, Kentucky for this son of Into Mischief, Spendthrift Farm, MyRacehorse.com, Matacat Stables. What a journey this entire group has been on in 2020. This is what dreams are made of as far as in this sport. For a horse that broke his maiden at Del Mar last summer going 5/8 of a mile, he's really done nothing wrong. You look at his defeats. He lost to Honor AP in the Santa Anita Derby and was beaten by a wonderful filly in Swiss Skydiver in a masterfully ridden race by Robbie Alvarado in the Preakness Stakes, and Johnny Velasquez just never gave them a chance. That's what you do when you have a horse with the type of speed and stamina that he has. Just go out there and play catch me if you can, and they could not here today.
Cheers to the breeder, Peter E. Blum, Thoroughbreds LLC. Congratulations, Mr. Blum. You have bred a Kentucky Derby winner, a Breeders' Cup Classic winner. Congratulations to his owners as he is going to jog back to get his picture taken today. It was a marquee moment when he won the Kentucky Derby as far as horse ownership goes. We've talked about that quite a bit with My Racehorse, with Spendthrift Farm, with their partnership with the 5,000 plus people that are included as owners of Authentic. And this again is another pivotal moment in this game moving forward as far as an opportunity to become a part of it, to play in the big leagues, to attract more fans to horse racing.
And B. Wayne Hughes, you've got to give him a lot of credit. He was always forward-thinking. He's a man that has built an empire by being forward-thinking, and he's part of this and MyRacehorse.com. Just looking here at now Baffert's 4 wins in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Bayern, a late developing 3-year-old. American Pharaoh, different class, different level, right? Arrogate, late developing 3-year-old, wins the Breeders' Cup Classic. Same here. He was good early, but as Bob has said, if the Kentucky Derby's maybe early May, it wouldn't have been his time. He had Nadal, he had Charlatan. Unfortunately, we didn't see Nadal after his win in the Arkansas Derby, but Bob has created a knack in pinpointing these horses that will develop and get better at the age of 3, and that's how he swoops in and wins the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Son of Into Mischief, Authentic, making his way back here to a very happy group of owners. And you mentioned B. Wayne Hughes. He was unable to be at the Kentucky Derby this year. I'm just looking in to the winner's circle. He is here today for this, and what a special moment. He did allow this horse to run in the silks of My Racehorse in the Kentucky Derby. I thought that was a very sporting gesture, but for him to be here in his home in Kentucky to welcome this son of his Into Mischief into the winner's circle, what a moment for a man that has given so much to this game, and in turn with this horse specifically paying it forward for potentially generations to come.
You would think so, absolutely, because he's going to have a home over at Spendthrift Farm once he wraps up his racing career. And by all accounts and the discussions that we've had with these connections, it does seem as though that is the plan, to run him at the age of 4. And for Johnny Velasquez, a man that's won 16 Breeders'